Welcome to the Twatface podcast. That's the world according to football and cheese experts. Evening, Phil.
Evening, Michael. How are we?
Melting. How are you?
Similar. We have a guest today, Amanda. How are you doing where you are?
Also melting.
For people who don't know you, Amanda, would you like to introduce yourself from a football point of view?
Absolutely. That's a tough one. I think I'm confusing everyone with my shirt. I'll start off by saying I'm originally from Canada. I used to live in the United Kingdom, and my football journey, that's a tough one. It started many, many years ago. As you know, soccer, as we say in Canada, is not as popular of a sport, but I have hopes for it. I have hopes. So growing up, I was not a big football supporter, but it wasn't until I left Canada, moving to the United Kingdom, is when it really took hold for me. And then now I live in Frankfurt, Germany, and Germany, as you know, football obsessed. So luckily I been here long enough, and I was also able to partake a little bit in the Euros that Frankfurt hosted 2 years ago. And so that even added more to my interest in football. My husband is originally from Sheffield, and he is a Sheffield Wednesday supporter.
The correct half.
So I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot about really supporting a team recently.
And heartbreak and sadness.
All the emotions, really.
So we'll rewind. Growing up in Canada, were you aware of soccer? Were it a thing? Did you play it growing up?
No.
Is it all ice hockey?
It's all, and I have to say, we refer to it just as hockey. I have to say, if I'm going to say football, we've got to just call it hockey.
Yes, boss.
It's not, it really isn't. I don't remember playing it at school. I think perhaps larger events would be mentioned on the news. And maybe that's when I would have heard it. But other than that, no, I had no real exposure to it. It wasn't until going to university, and I went to university with a few people from the Caribbean, and they love football there. And so that's when some of my classmates would come to school in their shirts, and I'd say, oh, it's Liverpool, Arsenal, so they'd have their shirts, and I'd ask, and I had a few friends who were big supporters of some of the Premier League clubs, and they would find bars and pubs in town who would show the matches, and I had some exposure then, but it really wasn't until moving to the UK.
We'll stay in Canada just for this next question. We're two group games in now. Do you know what the mood's been like back home? Are they more enthusiastic in 2026?
Yeah, I think so. I think ecstatic. I think, although I've seen a little bit on social media, people trying to keep their expectations reasonable, which is very Canadian. Reasonable expectations, particularly going into Sunday, facing South Africa. But people have been gaining a lot of interest. There's been a lot of excitement, and it's always been a sport that newcomers to Canada really were passionate about. And so to see everyone else start to find a little bit of interest has been exciting.
Oh, good stuff. And you had a win.
Yeah, we did. We did. You're referring to the match against Qatar?
It was a tasty match, wasn't it?
Yeah. I think we gained a lot of confidence. I think from speaking to people back home, we thought, oh, well, we're going to win this, aren't we? Wait.
Too much confidence.
A little too much confidence.
You see, you're well educated. You've had all that Sheffield Wednesday disappointment. You know what's to come.
I'm prepared. I am very prepared.
So in Frankfurt now, how much has the World Cup taken over daily life over there? Is it impossible to avoid then?
It is. So there is a Germany match. Germany, I think they're playing Ecuador in about 45 minutes. So it's impossible to not watch it. So I could sit in my living room, for example, and just not watch it, but I'll know when Germany scores.
And how are German fans feeling about the tournament?
I think the interesting thing about Germany fans is that they kind of go in feeling, oh, this is going to be horrible. This is going to be, it's rubbish. This is going to be bad. And then once their team starts getting more momentum and they start doing a little better, then it's we're the best. And so they're now in that stage of, oh, this is going to be horrible. I'm not going to watch it. I'm not going to turn on the television. but you wait.
That's why me
They'll
and my
turn
car
around.
now. That's why me and my car now with England. That's what we were moaning about before you joined us. So you're married to an Englishman.
I am.
How do you find the optimism, pessimism, overreaction to every goal and Harry Kane hitting it over the bar?
Oh, I always found, since it's just the two of us, I guess I've always found England supporters, even myself, to jump to the negative quite quickly and think, oh, that's it, we're done, that's it. Just immediately doom and gloom, immediately. And then if there's just one little spark of hope, then it's coming home. Just immediate 360. And because I've been to a few matches prior to in the qualifiers, and that's what I noticed, just being amongst the crowd and how people will switch as soon as there's just a little bit of hope. And I feel that that's where everyone kind of, yeah, exactly. And I feel talking to friends and family, that's where everyone is at, I think.
So with you being more objective, how do you think England will do? Maybe this will lose me and Mike. Better than Canada. We'll take that moment.
Better than Canada? Yeah, I was happy for Ghana. Watching that match, I was happy for Ghana, but I was also a bit disappointed. I did expect a better result than that, and I really had hopes. I'm happy for them. I think the country's really celebrating, but I feel like a true England supporter because I'm now very much pessimistic. I'm falling into that trap, and then the next match, I'll see that glimmer and I'll go, that's it, we're set for the final.
It's all right. Harry Kane's had his curse lifted off him now from that Ghanaian man.
Oh yes, I've heard.
We're fine.
I have heard. I mean, I need to get that man's number. Apparently, it's effective.
So, what fan base has caught your eye in this tournament so far? Has anyone really gone for it, and you've been impressed with them?
That's a good question. Immediately when you asked the question, so you were talking more. You were talking more about the teams. Immediately, I was thinking about all of the supporters.
Yeah. That's
where I immediately was thinking, because I was watching some footage recently about all of the Japan supporters and them going over in the United States, and the passion that they have, and using the limited amount of holiday time that they do to go over and really just have the ultimate football experience. I think that's been really fascinating to watch as well. Of course, I've been keeping tabs on the Tartan Army and seeing how are they doing. But I'm excited to see what some of the other African teams. So for Ghana, for example, I'm excited to see how well they're going to do. So they're on my radar now. I'm kind of quietly supporting them. Even though.
Have you had a favourite World Cup moment so far?
I have a favorite.
On or off the pitch? I quite enjoyed watching. I quite enjoyed watching Karen Gillan's Instagram, where she nearly missed the start of Scotland-Brazil. Karen Gillan, aka Amy Pond from Doctor Who, if you're wondering.
That's a tough one. I'm trying to think if there was anything. Honestly, I'm sure you have the same problem with the times of the matches and them being so late, and plus added on with the heat wave. I'm trying to catch as many as I can, but I find myself now maybe 20 minutes in, I got to wake myself back up because it's just the time difference, the heat is not helping. So, I mean, in all honesty, there's nothing that completely pops into my brain. I have to think about that one.
Yeah, don't think too hard. Mike, have I missed any of the hard-hitting questions?
Oh, God, yeah, you missed the most important one of all.
Yeah.
So we have someone with experience of Canada, England, and Germany.
Yeah.
So in a tournament, who is winning the championship of cheese?
Not Canada. The championship of cheese. Germany.
Germany wins the championship of cheese. So absolutely. What would your favorite German cheese be?
That's a good question. Because now I started thinking the names of English cheeses.
I'm just thinking of cheese, sausage, and beer, the things that Germany are famous for now.
I think Germans do excellent cheeses, but I can't. One doesn't. There isn't one, because I had that same problem. Now I'm just thinking, well, what might I have with a beer, for example?
They're famous for their smoked Bavarian cheeses, for example.
So I'm not in Bavaria though. That's why I'm struggling a little bit. I'm further I'm further west.
That could be quite insulting, really, mentioning Bavarian cheese in that region, Mike.
Possibly so.
It's all right. I felt very German in that moment, having to remind people that all of Germany is not Bavaria. That was just give me a passport now.
Well, my final question for you is looking ahead to the tournament. We won't talk about winning it, but how far do you think England, Canada, or Germany could go?
I think I'm gonna say it. I think Canada's journey is over soon. I think Canada's journey is over soon, but it is the first time that Canada's ever made it to the group of 32. If you think about the history, Canada was there in 2022, and before that, 1986. So to come, it's quite impressive to make that far, but I don't think that's it for Canada. Now, when it comes to England or Germany, do I have to take the shirt off if I say I think Germany's going to be more successful?
Not at all, no. I think that would be accurate.
I do think so. It's one of those, it's just a feeling. If you said, well, why? I couldn't even tell you. It's just a feeling that I think Germany, just looking at the matches that I've seen so far, I think Germany's going to be more successful. Whether they'll make it, I don't think they'll make it to a final, but I think they're going to definitely make it farther than England.
I think it's a very different Germany team. Last two World Cups haven't even made it out of group stage, so all new, younger players and playing better. And yeah, I've got the same instinct as well with Germany. Let's whisper. I don't want to admit it too loudly.
I don't want everyone to know I've chosen Germany.
Mike, can you dig us out of this hole to end this interview?
I'm going to leave you on a high note here.
Okay.
When you think about Canada's performance in the World Cup this year, what you can say for certain about it is that they have done more in World Cup 2026 than Italy.
Brilliant. They have. I was honestly, I was expecting quite a very inspirational end to that sentence, but I'll take that, certainly more than Italy.
Italian football is a fabulous thing to experience. The passion and the technique and the flamboyance of the players and the fact that they can't even get out of the qualifying stages. So Canada's there. They've done it.
Canada's there.
They didn't have to freeze the pitches. They got to play.
I'm hoping to see Canada again there in the future. It's nice to see, even though hockey is hockey is the sport in Canada, really, and everyone is so passionate about hockey, but it's nice to see another sport come in. It's nice to see that change. It's nice to see Canada kind of join in the world excitement, where in previous World Cups, you could walk into a pub and ask someone to turn on the television to watch a match, and they say, no. Why? So I'm happy to see, I'm glad they're there, and I hope to see them there again in the future.
Hopefully the start of a legacy. Hopefully it can do for Canada what USA 1994 did for them. So, marvelous. Well, thank you for joining us on this sticky evening.
Very, humid evening.
And if Canada progress, we'll bother you for a voice note later on.
Yeah, well, we'll see on Sunday.
Touch wood.
We'll see. Yeah, exactly.
If not, Germany voice notes.
Exactly. Auf Deutsch.
Yeah, do it in German, please.
Do it in German for you. Absolutely.
Amazing. Thank you so much. I better finish yapping about Scotland now then to Mike.
All right, gentlemen. Well, enjoy the rest of your evening.
No, thank you. Thanks for giving up your time for us.
Thanks for joining us.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Wiederhören.
Tschüss.
And there you go, Mike. Everything you need to know about Three Teams World Cup.
Fabulous, wasn't it? Yeah.
Oh, it was really lovely. But I can't end this episode, Mike, without completing our Jan Valery watch.
Oh, yes. How are we going to do with Jan Valery?
Well, cue me.
Jan Valery watch, match day 2. Well, Tunisia 0, Japan 4. Not the result they were hoping for. Japan were excellent, Tunisia was second best throughout, and their World Cup journey is over after 2 games. But this is Jan Valery watch, and the good news is that Sheffield Wednesday's Jan Valery once again completed a full 90 minutes for his country, and this time at the World Cup, and have acquired a Jan Valery Panini sticker. The dream lives on. We'll be back after Tunisia's final game for a final instalment of Jan Valery watch. Jan.
And that's Jan Valery watch for this week, Mike.
Yes. It didn't quite go according to plan, did it?
No, they've managed to lose heavily twice, and Tunisia sacked their coach after game one. So not really how they wanted their World Cup to go.
No. And it's rather a shame as well, because I actually found out that not only is there a Sheffield Wednesday player playing in the World Cup, there is also a Norwich City player playing in the World Cup.
Oof. Who have you got, Michael?
Anis Ben Slimani. He's 41 years. He's got 41 caps. He's a midfielder, and he plays for Tunisia.
Oh, we've cursed the World Cup, Mike. We've cursed it.
Well, I suppose if Sheffield Wednesday and Norwich are where you're drawing your players from.
To the people of Tunisia, I would like to formally apologise for your performance in the World Cup on behalf of the Twatface podcast.
Yes, it would have been lovely to see you progress further, particularly as you've also got a player in there from Burnley.
You can't see me, obviously, at home, but I am wearing my Jan Valery shirt at this moment in time. It arrived just in time for me to watch one game that is meaningless.
Yes, it's rather unfortunate, but still, it was good fun while it lasted.
It was. And on that note, Mike, I shall see you next time.
Take care now. Bye.
Bye.